Good morning. I've got T-minus 4 days until I move. I'm drinking bone broth. I'm sat on my floor. If you are a floor person, you know that sometimes just sitting on the floor or laying on the floor for like 5 minutes, I don't know what it is, but I'm a floor person. Anyways, I'm looking into my living room right now. I've got boxes everywhere. I've got bags everywhere, and moving is just stressful. I mentioned this in my last video, but I'm staying in St. Pete. I'm just moving to a different complex, and I am so excited to be in my new space, so it can't come soon enough. But with the move and just life changes, there's just a little bit more stress than usual. So typically when I know that my body's gonna be a little bit more sensitive to that, I try to incorporate nervous system reset habits and low stress habits as often as possible. So I thought today, why don't we incorporate them together so I can show you how I try to manage stress. And I still have a busier day. I have 3 calls this morning. I have an in-person meeting with my brother, and then I have 4 videos that I need to film and edit. So it's still gonna be busy, but the reason I wanted to do it today is because I was like, let's just work them in on a busy day because these are realistic. They're pretty quick. You don't have to do them all, of course, but if you wanna add 1 or 2 of these habits into your day to help manage stress, then hopefully you find a few things in here that you can incorporate. But the biggest thing when it comes to thinking about our nervous system is remembering that stress in general isn't something that we always have like total control over. Like, I cannot stand when people are like, oh yeah, just eliminate stress from your life. That's just not realistic. A majority of stress that happens is just out of our control. But what we can do is improve the tools that we have in our toolbox and improve the way that our body adapts and responds to stress. So this is something that I've gotten better at over time. But when you have a dysregulated nervous system, like my nervous system 6 years ago versus my nervous system today is totally different. When I was dysregulated, I had a lot more anxiety, brain fog, mood swings, imbalanced hormones. It really affects everything, the way you respond, react, the way you feel. And now being more regulated, I feel like an entirely new person. And that doesn't mean that I don't get stressed. It just means that I'm better at pinpointing it in my body as well. And then knowing, okay, what do I need to do now to regulate the stress and make sure that my body's not in that state of fight or flight. That's also the difference. When your nervous system's dysregulated, you're in that constant state of survival mode and fight or flight. But when you are regulated, your body feels safe. And that's a huge part of just feeling more at peace in general, having less anxiety, having more balanced hormones. It really does affect so many functions of the body. So this is important, but like I said, it's gonna be a busy day. All of these habits are free. I do feel like they're pretty realistic. So let's have ourselves a day. Our first habit of the day is exposing our eyes to the sunlight. It is so bright and sunny here today, so I'm just gonna take all of it in. But the reason I love this is because 1, it instantly just increases alertness, it wakes you up, it boosts serotonin, and 2 is because it helps regulate your circadian rhythm. So when you expose your eyes to sunlight in the morning, it actually increases your melatonin production before bed, which will help you sleep better. And 2, our bodies just love predictability, they love a schedule. So if you wake up and you come out here, you get your eyes regulated, it wakes your body up, increases that alertness, and it is just the best way to start the day. And you don't have to stay out here long. Sometimes I'll do like 2 to 5 minutes and then pop back inside. But if you have the time, which I think everybody has 2 minutes, just pop outside. Even if the sun isn't shining super bright, you still get the benefits when you're looking into natural light. So we're gonna soak this in. Got in our sun and it is time for breakfast. We kind of have a lot going on here. I'm gonna boil some eggs and then we're gonna put these beef meatballs into the air fryer, and then per usual, sweet potato, cottage cheese. And if you don't have an air fryer or you're looking for one that's really easy to store, I love the Ninja Crispy. It's super easy too. I'll just air fry these meatballs for maybe, 10 minutes or so. But let's boil these eggs and put our breakfast together. Breakfast bowl is assembled. It's kind of a random combination, but it's what I had in my fridge, and it's high protein. It'll keep me full and it'll keep me from having cravings. We've got cottage cheese and hot honey, force of nature, beef meatballs, soft boiled egg, carrot ginger salad, and a sweet potato that I already had prepped. Oh, nice and gooey in the center. So excited to eat this. We're just gonna not pay attention to the boxes that are stacked up next to me. But another habit that I like to keep in mind while I'm actually eating my meals is limiting as many distractions as possible. That means closing your laptop, waiting to send the email, not working through your lunch or rushing through it, and really being present with your food. I know that sounds weird, but I'm telling you, your body digests so much better when you're not in a state of stress. You can chew your food more slowly, which will create less bloating. bloating and again, better digestion. And then you can also pay closer attention to your hunger cues because you're not distracted. So it can keep you from overeating or just being able to feel when you're satisfied or you're full. So if you're gonna eat with people, eat in good company. Don't eat around people that are gonna have just not productive conversations or people that you aren't excited to be around. And yeah, be present with your food while you're fueling your body and take your time eating. Okay, we're gonna finish breakfast and then hop on our calls and go for a walk. Okay, next on our list is going for a daily walk. This is one of my favorite habits on this list, and it's something that I do every single day. I try to get at least 10,000 steps in. And walking has so many benefits for our health. Not only is it just great for your mental health and to get your, your blood circulating, it's great for your lymphatic health, but also if you walk post-meal, it can help reduce your blood sugar spike, and it's also really good for your digestion. So post-meal is optimal. If not, it's still beneficial. I'm making some electrolytes really quick. And I also have a meeting with my brother Mac, who is my co-founder of Goody Naturals. And so the fact that he lives here is amazing because I can kill two birds with one stone and would much rather take a meeting in the sun walking than sitting inside at my table. So I love this. If you work from home and have the ability to take calls while you can walk, I definitely recommend it. Or if you're just catching up with a friend, it's one of the best ways to just get your steps in, do a little multitasking, and get it done, girl. But I walk kind of like the same route every single day, so I'm gonna bring you with me because it's so pretty and it's really starting to warm up here. We maybe have like one more week of pretty nice weather before it gets super humid. So I'm gonna bring you, hopefully we see some dolphins, and yeah, let's do it. Meeting time. Check out his fit. He's groovy. Get the shorts.
That's right, baby.
He's got the legs out. Okay. Beautiful day. Downtown St. Pete. Okay, this is where I come and see my dolphin friends. I don't know if they're gonna come today. They always come and they swim right by my feet and they say hi. So if you're ever in St. Pete, I think it's called, is this North Shore Park?
Yeah,
right?
North Shore Park, yeah.
Yeah, North Shore Park. I should know because I come here every day. Yeah, come sit on this ledge and they'll come swim and say hi to you right along the wall here. And it's just nice. You get a really cool view of the pier and some boats will be going by and just a really nice spot to stop along the walk. Mac also does daily walks. I mentioned sometimes we'll do our meetings on walks, but he does his own walk every single day and he loves it.
I do. I walk at least 10,000 steps a day, usually in the morning. I love the pace of walking. I just love getting out. It's so sunny in Florida in the mornings especially and less busy. So walking for me is amazing. I'm a huge music nut, so I really love to listen to music or listen to a podcast, but I'm always a lot calmer after a walk.
Same.
And it lets my mind wander. I think as an adult you have so much stuff going on that you're constantly focused on one thing, and when I walk, I'm thinking about a bunch of different things. I'm thinking about our business and my relationships and my life. And
it's a good reflection.
It's great. And I don't have an opportunity to do that when things are busy during the day, so my walk is my time to just let my mind wander, and I feel very calm when I get back from a walk. It's a really great way to start the day.
Yes, it's the best. Also cardio wise, I will say, I mentioned this, but I have been cutting out running, and I just think walking is a form of exercise that makes your body feel safe. You know what I mean? It's obviously low impact, but it still keeps your heart rate relatively low. As opposed to running, your body is kind of in that fight or flight state. It's like you're being chased. So that's another reason why I prefer it. But big fans of walking over here.
We absolutely are.
And also getting some business done.
That's right, baby.
The other thing I love about St. Pete is how much activity happens by the water. There's people painting, there's people laying in their hammocks and reading, there's girls that are having picnics, there's this lady that always has her parrot that's flying around, people juggling, walking on a tightrope. Like, people really do get out and enjoy life here, and that is one of the many reasons that I love living in St. Pete and just walking down here, because it kind of just reminds you to like disconnect, enjoy being in the present, and yeah, it's just so cool to see people living life. That is a big difference living here versus Indiana, because when you have more time to be in the sunshine and you have good weather, it does make it a lot easier to just get outside and stay active. This is my favorite tree in St. Pete. It's blossoming now.
It was introduced to the United States in 1912.
Love that. Some tree history for you. Beautiful. Next on the lineup, we've got a body weight workout. Listen, you know how much I love my strength training, but on days where my body's just a little bit more sensitive to stress, the reason I love workouts like these is that I'm still getting in the muscle activation, the rhythmic breathing, and the blood flow, and all of those benefits of just working out my muscles without putting them under a maximum level of stress or tension. So we're gonna keep it nice and easy. This will take you under 25 minutes and it'll still get you sore. Don't sleep on bodyweight workouts, okay? I'm gonna be doing this outside, but you can do most of these exercises in your living room. So let's get it started. First, we just have 15 bodyweight squats. I worked a booty yesterday, so I'm already feeling this. We're only on rep 3. Whenever I'm doing bodyweight exercises, I really like to focus on that mind to muscle connection and just really use my own resistance, if that makes sense. I feel like it makes the exercise a lot more effective. Okay, that was set 1. Ass is on fire! Next, we've got our push-ups. I used to hate push-ups, but I do them probably at least 3 times a week now, and I've gotten so much stronger. I've gotten so much better at them. So if you need to modify, that's totally okay. I used to do like 5 on my toes and then 5 on my knees and just try to work up to it, but we're going toes today, baby. Here we go, we got 10. Oh, they're still hard, but I can rip those out so much quicker than I used to. Like 6 months ago, I couldn't even do 5 in a row, seriously. Power of consistency. Have you guys seen, I think it's like the Mel Robbins quote or something that's like, only 10% women can do 11 push-ups. I don't know, but I think being able to rip out push-ups is super important, and just bodyweight exercises in general, they will get you right, okay? We're moving on to reverse lunges. I decided on these instead of walking lunges because this takes up less space, and I wanted to activate more glutes and hamstrings instead of quads. So we've got 10 on each leg, breathing through the exercise, nice and slow. I would say 30, 45-second break in between should be good. And we're gonna go watch the sunset together. I'm excited. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Woo! The burn is burning. Next, we've got 12 reps and 3 sets of tricep dips. I like to keep my legs straight out. Try to keep your elbows in as much as possible and just keep it nice and controlled. Oh, here comes the rain. If you want to modify, you can keep your knees bent just like that, and it makes it a little bit easier. Okay, we are done with tricep dips. Thank God. Okay, we have hit glutes, shoulders, triceps, and now we're gonna finish with abs. If you have a bar that you can hang from, then you can also add in some hanging knee raises. If not, reverse crunches are one of my favorite exercises. So if you watch my ab workout, you have seen these before. These will kill you in the best way possible. Legs out, reverse crunch up. If you wanna keep that head lower, you totally can, and just crunch here. That's also an option. We've got 10 of these. Brutal. Sweating. Oh, we did it. Felt so good to get that done. It was quick, effective, still challenging. Feel like I got somewhat of a pump without putting too much stress on my muscles. And I think there's gonna be a sunset tonight. I wasn't sure because it was starting to rain. And I'm like, there's nothing better for the nervous system than connecting with nature and the elements. So maybe we'll go do a little ocean sunset dip. But if we do that, we need to leave like right now because it's 6:11 and the sunset sets at 6:30. So what the heck, let's go. Okay, well, that's a bummer. No beach tonight. I was so ready to go too. Look, I had my little bag packed with some snacks. I had some watermelon from Publix. Publix watermelon is so good. A little meat stick and the new Shirley Temple from Olipop, which we need to crack this open right now. And also, I started my period on the way home. So, you know, I don't think an ocean dip would have been ideal on day 1 of my period. So it's for the best. You know, we're just gonna unwind. We're gonna take it easy. That was a sign we just need to stay at home. We'll save a sunset for another day together. Ooh, this is good. Let me know if you guys have tried this one yet. I think Poppy just came out with one too. I wonder which one's better. But anyways, I've got my beef that's thawing out for tonight. Maybe we'll get in the sauna because I kind of like to keep my body and my stomach warm, especially on the first day of my period. So we'll do that. We're gonna unwind and have ourselves a night, and we'll work in a few more nervous system habits Cheers. Change of plans. We're getting in some warm therapy instead, and this is probably more beneficial for stress and the nervous system anyways. If you don't have access to a sauna, you can just take a really hot shower, or you can do like an Epsom salt bath. But one of the reasons I love warm therapy before bed is because initially it does make you warmer, but it ends up dropping your core body temperature, and that drop in the temperature is kind of what signals to your brain that it's time to relax and time to go to sleep. So that's one benefit. And then it also just increases blood flow to the muscles, helps your muscles just release tension and unwind. And my legs are so sore from leg day yesterday, and then we did the squats today, and I am stiff as a freaking board. So I'm like, I hope this relaxes me and helps because your girl is sore. And then yeah, just in general, if you're on your period or you're in your luteal phase, or you're, let's say, like a week out from starting, it's so great to keep the womb space warm. So if you're comparing like a cold plunge to a sauna or some type of warm therapy, always opt for the warm therapy instead, especially during that time of the month. But let's go get a sweat in. We're back on the floor. I had such a good sauna session. I was the only person in there, and it was nice and hot. Came back up here, took a shower, made a beef bowl, and now we're doing legs up the wall pose. I actually learned this from Rebecca Faria, who's a lymphatic drainage expert. And when I was struggling with just like feeling bloated and I would swell a lot after I would travel, she would tell me to do this. And it's one of those things that always helped. But with these habits, the main thing we want to do is just get the body into that parasympathetic state. And this is one of those things that helps us stay in that state, and it makes the body feel safe. Another word for it's like the rest and digest state. So we're laying here with our legs up the wall for 3 minutes. Sometimes I'll play music, sometimes I'll do my breath work, which is another great habit. You can literally just do box breathing where you inhale for 4, hold for 4, and then exhale for 4. And you want to do like an ocean breath out and just repeat that 4 times. But it's so quick and easy. You just scoot your butt up against the wall, make sure your legs go all the way up the wall. I'm actually against my door right now because I have a bunch of boxes in my living room, and this is the only place that I can do it. But just lay here, do your thing, set your timer for 3 minutes, and you're good to go. Okay, so this is how you want to get into the pose. Push your butt as far as you can, up the wall, up the door, whatever. My neighbors are probably gonna look through my door and be like, yeah, there she goes again. Just get your legs right at the wall like this. Sometimes I'll just rest with my hands back here and just lightly wiggle your toes and lay here. It's the easiest habit of all time, and I feel a difference immediately. You just feel all the blood coming back to your heart. It's also really relaxing. This makes me tired before bed and just gets my body feeling just so zen. And then, like I said, just have it stack with your breath work. That's another amazing habit. Breath work and slowing down your breathing is the quickest way to regulate your nervous system or to lower your stress, like in the moment. If you're somebody that runs a little bit more anxious or you're feeling stressed out, slowing down your breathing will immediately help relax you. Okay, I slept so good last night. I made my night nectar, and then I meant to film an outro clip, and I was so tired that I just passed out. I checked my sleep score this morning. Look at this, 95. I have not slept this well in weeks. So there is your proof that these habits worked. My body felt so relaxed before bed, and then I woke up feeling restored and revived and refreshed. And too, a lot of those habits, like I said, are free, they're pretty time effective, and you can work them in on busy days. So hopefully you found 1 or 2 things that you can add into your routine. But the other thing I feel like comes up a lot when we talk about lowering stress is cortisol. And it's something that is often villainized, or people just think you need to suppress cortisol all day, every day. But we actually want cortisol to naturally rise in the morning, and cortisol just has a lot of important functions in the body. So making sure that your cortisol is elevated when it's supposed to be elevated and low when it's supposed to be low before bed is key to keep in mind. So I know there's a lot of conversations about it on social media, and just making sure that you are keeping your circadian rhythm dialed and understanding too that you want that natural rise in the morning is really important. So all of those habits, like getting in our sunshine and then making sure we're gradually winding down and relaxing the body before bed, is how you kind of get your body on track with that. But I hope you guys love this video. I was looking through some of my bags this morning, and I have so many products like as I was packing up. So I do want to do a giveaway. Just let me know what your favorite part of this video, and I will pack up a box box full of goodies for you with like skincare. We'll have some supplements, all the wellness goodies. And yeah, I'll give that to one of you guys. I just feel like it's been so fun making videos here. And I've done giveaways on TikTok and Instagram, but I've been feeling the love from you and I want to send a gift your way. So yeah, let me know your favorite part of this video. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.